You tragically missed the UFO hearings.
Oh man, my brothers. I'm really
My
sad.
brothers.
I let me tell you,
Yeah.
I love them so much. The UFO community are some of the best people I've ever met in my life. Shout out to my brother Jeremy Corbell, to George Knapp, the OG, to all of the people who fly from all around the world to come to these hearings. It was so fun. I got to meet so many of them last time. Just walk the rope line, like as people were coming in. The excitement, I truly love the UFO community. Shout out to all of them.
This is the second one, I guess.
This is the second one.
Do you hope they continue happening?
It's going to be a slow burn. So one of the things I always tell the guys and everybody is consider how long it took to understand the sheer insanity of the CIA in the 1950s and 60s. So if we think back to the Church Committee, I forget the exact year of the Church Committee. I think it was in the 70s. The entire Church Committee and knowledge of how the CIA and the FBI were up to all of this insane shit throughout the 50s and 60s is because some people broke into a warehouse, discovered some documents, got the names of programs, which were able to be FOIA'd, and we were able to break open that case. It would never have happened with real transparency, like in the official process. So we owe those people a great debt, I guess I could say. Now the statute of limitations has passed. My point about the UFOs is I don't know what is real or not. I have absolute confidence an absolute ton is being hid from the American people and that all of the official explanations are bullshit. I have had the opportunity to interface with some of the whistleblowers and other the activists in the community, people who I trust, people who have great credentials, who have no reason to lie, who have assured us that there is a lot going on behind the scenes. There has been too much misinformation and effort by the deep state to cover up this topic. So I would ask people to keep the faith. It's 2024 and we still don't have all the JFK files. Okay? Everyone involved is dead. There's no reason to let it go. And even though we basically know what happened, we don't know. If you read that fantastic book, the Tom O'Neill book about the Manson murders, I mean, again, it took him 20 years to write that book and he still didn't get the full story. So sometimes it takes an extraordinarily long, agonizing period of time. And I know how deeply frustrating that is. But when you think about a secret, a program, and knowledge of this magnitude, it would only make sense that it would require a titanic effort to reveal a titanic secret.
You think Trump might be able to push for, like, aggressively break through the secrecy? Let's say even on the JFK files.
I hope so. I have moderate confidence. RFK Jr. has pushed him to do so. I would like to think so. At the same time, I saw him got rolled last time, so I'll hold my breath.
Why do you think that happens? Why do you think it gets...
Remember that whole interagency thing I told you about? That's how it happens. That's another thing. You're presuming that the president has the power to declassify this stuff. I'm saying that I'm not even sure we're there, like in terms of...
So it's basic, like, civility. Yeah. He basically says, like, I would like to declassify JFK files. Mm-hmm. And they say, yes, sir, we'll get that to you in 3 months. And 3 months comes by, and then they're like, well, there's these hurdles.
Well, the way you get around it is go, let's release some, but these in particular, there's national security secrets. There's a good case for not releasing them, X, Y, and Z. It's like you get around that. Oh, okay, that makes sense. And again, he's a busy guy. He's the president. He got way bigger shit to worry about. So that's the problem is that unless you have that true urgency, I mean, look, people of immense power have tried. Everyone forgets this. John Podesta was the White House chief of staff. He is a UFO true believer in his heart. He tried. He's talked about it. He tried at the top level, the number 2 to the White House, to get the Pentagon and others to tell him what was going on, and they stonewalled him. So people need to understand what you're up against. And, and people are like, how is that even possible? It's like, well, go read about the terror that LBJ and the Kennedys and others had in confronting J. Edgar Hoover. Go and read how terrified, Eisenhower and some of them were of the Dulles brothers. They were scared. Like they knew where the power lies. So, the presidency, look, government, deep state, etc., they've been there a long time and they know what's happening. And presidents come and go, but they stay forever. And so that's the paradigm that you're going to have to fight against.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a meme, but I wonder how deep the deep state is.
Much deeper than anyone can even imagine. And the worst part is with the deep state is it's not even individuals, it's actually an ideology. And ideology is the most people often think that if we took money out of politics, that it would change everything. I'm not saying it wouldn't change everything, or it wouldn't change a lot. But people are like, oh, so-and-so is only against universal health care because they're getting paid. I'm like, no, that's not why. They actually believe it. Or it's like, oh, so-and-so is only wants to advocate for war with Iran because they're on the payroll of APAC. And it's like, well, yeah, the APAC trips and the money helps, but they think that. Actually, the system itself, this is a very Chomsky-ass systemic critique, is that any journalist worth their salt would never have the ability to get hired in a mainstream. So he's like, it's not that you're bad in the mainstream media. It's that anyone good is not allowed to be elevated to your position because they have an ideology. And so, that is the most self-reinforcing, pernicious mechanism of them all. And that's really Washington in a nutshell.
It's again a bubble, but a bubble that has a lot of power.
Yes.